what's up? So this will be a little different because I actually already did the diagnosis on this last week. So I'm going to recap on it and show you what's going on. I don't know why I didn't film it. I think it was because I was expecting this to be basic, and then it turned out to be kind of neat. So this is a 2012 GMC Acadia. Customer states that it's overheating. They had leaks. They had done repairs on the leaks and took care of all that stuff, but it kept getting warmer. And they said that it tended to only overheat when they turned the AC on. It's a little windy, so forgive the noise. But so I came out and checked, and it's true. It did get a little bit warm. I wouldn't really say it was from the AC because the AC doesn't, the head pressure didn't go up. So typically if you have a vehicle that's overheating only when you use the AC, that would mean a couple things. Either the AC system has a problem and the head pressure is going through the roof, which gets the system hot, gets the radiator hot, or you have fan issues. So that's what I came to look at that day. We started looking at the fans. Both fans were on. They were at low speed. They were spinning fine. The problem is we don't have high speed. So the way I found that was like this. I will show you. So we use our scanner. We're doing our typical bidirectional control. So let's get in there and I will show you what happened and what's going on. We're gonna go to special functions. Maybe not, maybe active tests. Okay, so this is what we have here. So we have fan relay 1, relays 2 and 3, and relays 1, 2, and 3. So the way that this system works is it uses a series parallel connection through 3 different relays. It's complicated if you don't know electrical wiring. I'm not gonna even bother showing you that right now because even when I look at it, my brain starts to just wander off in other directions because it's so dumb and monotonous and boring. But what I can tell you is if we do fan 1, fan relay 1, and we turn that on, I have a fan spinning. Both fans. So now, right now, both fans are spinning, right? And that's on fan relay 1, and that's low speed. Off. If I go to fan relays 2 and 3, and I turn it on, I get high speed on one fan. Now if I go to fan relays 1, 2, and 3, I still only get high speed on one fan. This fan is not coming on high speed. So I didn't do anything fancy. I wasn't some genius in this. All I did was a basic inspection. And on that inspection, I originally found that this one relay was different, and it was up here. So watch what happens when I show you what's under there. Look at that. That doesn't work very well when you got all that melting going on. So that's the issue. This thing's got a melted relay box. So I deemed that as the issue because I have nothing else to go on at the moment, and that's our relay. So I have a new one here that I picked up, got ordered. This is in really, really, really good condition. Granted, it's a lot of fuses to check and relays and everything, but everything should be fine. So again, it wasn't like some fancy diagnosis. It goes back to what I always tell you guys is pay attention to your basics and just do visual inspections. And I could have done the inspection first, but I wouldn't have really known to pull all the relays for any particular reason if I didn't realize that I wasn't getting high-speed fans on one of them. Now, granted, the system won't even turn on the high-speed fans either, so there's a problem that we hope that this is going to remedy also. So I'm going to quickly change this, and we'll get it plugged in, and we'll retest and make sure the fans work. It's a little tight. Jesus. Two wires. Yes. Can you just... Got it. All right, so that's what it looks like on the bottom. Those two 10 millimeters that I was loosening, they pull the plugs into the bottom, and that's where they are right there. Actually, just let that sit back in that spot, kind of. Don't tighten that with the impact. Tighten it with just a ratchet. Oh, that's good. That doesn't tighten up. I wonder if that's... It seems like that's on purpose. 1, 2... Okay. All right, big fuse missing. That one's missing. That one's missing. That one's missing. Okay, those are all the fuses, all the same fuse amounts. We will have to check all the fuses afterwards, but... Oh, also, this 40 amp fuse right here was blown. I don't know if you can see where I'm at because I was zoomed in, sorry. This 40 amp was blown the day I came out also. That was another reason why I went to go check the fan speeds. So. Oh, I hear an actuator. Okay, fan relay 1. On. Flashlight. Yep, we got both fans off. Escape. Fan 2 and 3 on. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Both fans are on high speed. Sometimes I feel like I'm actually good at this. All right, let's get it started. This thing runs pretty bad. The purge solenoid is clicking like crazy, and then the engine almost died. All right, so engine coolant temp 125. Like I said, it's a little cold out today, so we might not even get the issue we had the other day to happen. But what I did get to happen was our coolant gauge would go to 210 and then it would just go past it. So as long as we don't have that issue today, I'm happy. So we're just gonna sit here for a little bit and wait until this thing warms up. Okay, so I'm just sitting watching the scanner. I got coolant temp up, fan relay 1 command, 2 and 3 command, fan speed, and the AC command to watch the head pressure. This is showing a much higher head pressure when I rev the engine compared to my gauge, so I don't know where this sensor is in the system versus the gauge. But the sensor is what they're using to control the fan, and it's got a high head pressure. This is trying to tell me almost 300 PSI when it's running. So, but that's all of my PIDs that I'm watching right now. So you can see fan 1 is on, fan speed is 1. So I'm just sitting in here revving it up for now, and we'll see how it goes. I'm just waiting for thermostats to fully open and the system to get 100% going. And then we should get some high-speed fans at that point, or at least a command for them. And I'm watching my gauge. That's where it's staying. Like I said the other day, it used to get just above that 210 mark to about 215, 220. But I would have to look in our data. Early, I don't know if it applies to these, but if you go like early 2000s, like 2005-ish area, Malibus and Impalas, if the AC is not running, the high-speed fans don't come on until about 230 degrees. So those will go to 3/4 on that gauge before the high-speed fans come on, and that Chevy didn't consider that overheating. So I would be curious what this says. I'm gonna go into all data while I'm waiting and see if I can get an answer on that. So I'm gonna do that while I wait. Okay, I finally got a little bit of information. So the vehicle still gets hot. High-speed fans don't kick on, but that's because high-speed fans don't kick on until about 245 degrees, and that's if even if the AC's on. So it says low speed fans turn on at 221 degrees. High speed turns on at 245 degrees. When the air conditioning is on, only the low speed fans turn on. When the head pressure gets too high, then the high speed fans will kick on. But that's probably in the 380 or higher PSI. The problem they have here, which is going to be on the customer, is they put a thermostat in it and a coolant temp sensor. The lower radiator hose, I can touch it. It's cold. And we were at 230 degrees. So he still has a problem with something they did. So they're going to have to deal with that, or they could pay me to change it out. But I suspect that thermostat's not opening because, like I said, that hose, it's cold to the touch. It's not going to be the radiator because it doesn't flow in that direction. It flows the other way, and the top hose is hot. So they still have a little bit of an issue that they need to do. But I at least got my answer. 245 degrees. So AC off, that high-speed fan, that gauge can go above halfway on a Chevrolet. And that's what some customers will be like, oh my God, my car's overheating. It's really not. The Chevrolet just has that design because the gauge says 210. 221 degrees is above 210. So technically, the gauge can go higher than that without there being a problem. And Chevrolet says 245 degrees is when they want high speed. That's insane. That, like I mentioned earlier with the Impalas, like that's utter nonsense. But I found the information on Identifix. I couldn't find it in whatever the thing is. All data. So, but the fans work because I could turn the fans on. But again, they are dealing with a loss of circulation now, which we knew the other day also, but I couldn't get the fans to work, so we had to do this repair. I was hoping that allowing the vehicle to get warm enough that the thermostat would open. It doesn't. So I need to go talk to them, let them know what's going on. My original text message to them told them that they probably have a bad thermostat that they purchased and put in. So, yeah. All right. That's it. I'm done. I'm getting out of here. It's Friday, and I don't feel like doing anything else. But I got a ton of stuff to do.